I'm not going to keep this hat on for long because it won't fit my headphones. And my arms are already getting tired.
Mary Robinson.
She answered the question. She said no, so then I went, okay.
And Phil Tremblay.
Nebraska could disappear
I
off
know
the
it's in the
face of the
States,
earth,
but where's
and it would not
Nebraska?
affect me any.
Grab a seat because the show starts right now.
Welcome to a very, very rainy Calgary. It's raining outside. It's not raining in the studio, but live from the CMRU.ca studio by students for you in Calgary, Alberta. It's Coast to Coast.
And it's just Phil and I today.
Just me and Alex Furco, but we got a lot of hockey to talk about.
We do.
We get to watch another Stanley Cup final game, which was in a little bit of jeopardy up until pretty much puck drop of game 4.
Up until puck drop. And then one team was shot out of a cannon, and it definitely wasn't Florida.
No, for once.
The most dangerous dog is the one backed in a corner.
That's true. That's true. And it's crazy because we saw it in the NBA as well, which happened since our last show and is actually happening right now as we speak. But in the last game, in Game 4 of the NBA, Dallas dominated Boston to avoid a sweep. Edmonton does the same thing against Florida Panthers with an 8-1 final. 8-1. That is so many goals.
It's not so much the 8-1 that I find shocking. It's how much of Edmonton's depth came out.
Yes,
Because for years now, that was their issue aside from goaltending, was their depth and their lack of depth. But you have Jan Markard argues their depth. Anyone not named Hyman, McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard I'd put on there. Anyone not named those guys
is
depth. So Jan Mark, Henrique, Holloway, Nurse, kinda.
Hey, look at Nurse. He was plus 3 in that game. Good for Darnell Nurse. Give him $15 million.
He just has to get his cousin out for every game.
Actually,
I think that's the key, is getting Sarah out there.
a fun little another off ice kind of thing that happened with the Edmonton Oilers game. This was obviously before Game 3. It wasn't before Game 4. For those of you guys who don't know, before I came into CMRU Broadcasting, I was seriously contemplating going into air traffic control. I don't know if you saw this clip.
No.
But a lot of the air traffic control pages and meme pages that I follow on Instagram, I saw this one. It was live air traffic control of the air traffic controller in
in Edmonton when the Panthers player was coming in.
They threatened the Panthers jet with a 3-hour holding delay and possibly diverting them to Calgary. And I think that had a great effect, personally.
I don't know. I thought that was funny.
I thought it was hilarious. I love all the
clever
comments that are like, "Oh, no joking allowed in air traffic control." And it's like, no.
To an extent, yeah, because it's the most high stressful job, I think.
Yes, it is.
So I understand the idea of no joking and it's all
but
serious.
If you're all
but
serious,
on the other
then
hand,
that's what's going to cause you to be stressed.
But on the other hand, funny.
It's also funny.
I liked it.
There's so many compilations on YouTube and stuff of hilarious air traffic control moments. I love it. Anyway, yeah, I think we like you mentioned the depth. There an insane amount of different points racked on the board. Like you said, Janmark is up there, Henrique's up there, Connor Brown's up there. The most notable surprise for me would have been obviously Darnell Nurse. Not expected. I didn't even expect him to play.
Especially with the goal that he had too.
Oh, such a beauty.
Just walking in and just ripping it.
As good as it gets. The assist was beautiful. They just dropped it back with a wide open highway lane to the net. Didn't even look like Nurse even tried on that one.
Just by himself.
Just kaboom. Goodbye. Have a good night.
And conversely, I find goaltending a position of confidence.
Yes.
I know I'm probably the furthest thing from an NHL quality goaltender.
I think I'm further.
But when my confidence gets shaken, especially, less than 4 minutes into a period, that's my game. Yeah. It's such a game of mental toughness. And when you have Montour sliding right into BobroVsky while Florida's on the power play,
It's tough to commit.
and that's their first goal.
Goalie interference of that stature against your own goaltender. That's tough. That is tough. Brandon Montour just literally just laying down and taking out Bob and just not allowing him. Unless Montour wanted a couple new scars on his back, Bob wasn't getting into the net.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah.
Just carve out a chunk of.
Just get stepped on a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And BobroVsky, I'm sure he's not a light guy. I think that would hurt a little bit.
And honestly, I think that play, now that I'm kind of bringing it up again, that play was BobroVsky's night in a nutshell.
Yep.
On
Yeah.
a lot of the goals, what do you expect him to do?
Yeah, not a lot he could have done, and then at one point you just want to kind of save him a little bit and get him out of there so that you don't get super shaken. Obviously, they've got Game 5 at home coming up tomorrow night, as this show airs on Monday evening. I don't know. A lot of people, and I know we kind of agreed on this before the show. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, maybe they threw it just to win at home."
So,
and I've got one thing that convinces me that they didn't.
is the amount of family they had there?
Okay, two things.
Okay.
They didn't is, and I might be a little bit off on my numbers here, but from what I remember seeing, Bobrovsky had, if it wasn't record-breaking, it was almost record-breaking.
He was cusping on record-breaking save percentage.
Do you think he was going to give that up just so they could win at home?
No, absolutely not. No.
So that's the one thing that I'm like, I don't think they threw it.
They also had, I think, 150 friends and family there.
Yeah.
I think was the number.
Yeah. You're going to do that just so you can throw the game?
No, absolutely not.
And I mean, that's just a conspiracy, obviously.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think the NHL is scripted. I don't think it's rigged. I want to put that out there.
I mean, okay, so I don't think any sport is rigged, but
WWE.
sports entertainment different.
Fair. Well, I say that, and I know you're a big WWE guy too. So.
Yeah. Also, like going on a little bit of a tangent now. The result is scripted, but how they get there isn't.
Yeah.
Like all
fair
the
enough.
all the hits that they take, all that is real.
Yeah.
Again, some moves more effective than others, but yeah,
fair enough.
The end is scripted, but the way they get there with the bruises, no, that's 100% real.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I've never watched WWE in my life, but I don't think this was scripted. But it makes me excited. It shouldn't, because it's a bit of a fluke, but also it's a huge fluke. Like 8 goals on 35 shots. Obviously, some of them weren't on Bobrovsky.
Stolar's
coming in. Is there a little bit of life to this series? Can the Oilers steal another game?
Can they? Are they capable of it? Yes, they absolutely are. Do I think they will? I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think the series is ending in 5. I gave Edmonton 6 on our last show. I think the series is going 5. Just home field advantage is such a big thing.
Yeah, especially in Florida.
Especially outside of, last change. But having all the fans behind you in an atmosphere like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot to overcome.
Is that what helped the Oilers against Florida? They were just a little bit overwhelmed by.
Also, Florida's team.
That barn looked like it was buzzing.
Also, Florida's team just not playing defense was probably a big part of that as well.
Yeah, Florida's defense was rough.
Okay, so I'm gonna compliment part of the Oilers organization, and then I'm going to. I don't want to say insult because that makes this team harsh, but. I'm going to say something good and I'm going to say something bad about them.
Hey, constructive
something
sandwich.
Bad first, not even sandwich, it's like an open face sandwich, but
yeah,
whatever. Something bad about them first is their fans need to sit down. We were watching the condensed game before this, and on, I want to say 3/4 of the condensed game, there was some fans standing up with their arms up.
Yeah, but that's what makes it the condensed game. Like, I get what you're saying.
But it was they're just like hemming Florida in their own zone, and then there's someone with their hands up and then pointing to the ice, even though nothing has happened. What do you want called? It was a pass.
I do that.
I mean,
I do that.
I don't know.
You should see me in like the second period of Hitman games when I've had like a couple dome foams. We're getting angry at a lot of things.
But that's like
when the Hitmen are playing good.
Cool. So yeah. So what yeah. There's my point. Stop being so drunk, please. It's the first period.
Oh, come on.
It's the first period.
Oh, come on.
Sit down.
Oh no. If the Calgary Flames, the Calgary Hitmen are in Game 5 of this or Game 4 of the Stanley Cup or Ed Chenoweth Cup final, I'm not gonna be sober.
I'm not yelling about a pass.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're the boy who cried wolf.
You get 27,000
Shut
people
up.
in those stands. Someone's gonna get angry about something.
This is why you're the second worst fan base in the league.
I should join him.
Behind Toronto, by the way.
Every time, it's not even just the Hitmen. When we're at a Flames game, when we're watching MRU, my girlfriend makes fun of me. It's like Phil's catchphrase during hockey games is, "That was a trip, but okay." Because I say that so much.
I'm right there with you.
That's when I'm going up and being like, that was a trip.
I do the active thing. It's either that was not a trip, that was a trip, but okay, or I guess flashing's not a thing anymore.
Yes.
Those are the two that I tend to say a lot.
Yeah, that was a trip.
Going at games with me because I'm really, really loud.
Yeah, I think McKenna's getting on that level too. Yeah, that was a trip, but okay.
Compliment though, whoever works in Oilers production from a music standpoint, big shout out. Because there's this, I don't know how many seasons they've done this for. It's at least 2 or 3 by this point. But after the anthem,
yep,
they have this song, which I'll look it up in a second here, that I've been listening to nonstop.
What song?
The song is called, give me a quick second here. It's by Steve Aoki and Laid Back Luke. It's Time, featuring
Okay.
Bruce Buffner. Bruce Buffner,
Like
the UFC guy.
Like UFC Bruce Buffer? Okay.
Yeah.
It's time.
Man,
Oh, I love that.
Give it a listen. It is great. And
by
especially
Steve
at
Aoki.
whoever picked that song, give him a raise.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was so great, especially that song after an anthem where you want the crowd to get loud and on their feet. Listen to it. I know I can't do it justice, just kind of saying, good song.
Hey, anything with Bruce Buffer, I want in. I love Bruce Buffer.
Yeah, no, give it a listen. Especially because I think I mentioned this when we were talking about getting Coast to Coast jerseys.
Yeah.
Is that after their anthem to do this countdown thing of where all the players are wearing the
numbers,
9, 8, and so on. So it's a countdown to face off, and then the bass drop hits, and and the song gets loud, and oh,
Epic.
yeah. Shout out Oilers music production. Loved it.
On the topic of music production,
Yeah.
I think we're a 2-man show. We can embrace a little bit of chaos.
Okay.
Vancouver, where
Sure.
the streets have no name.
So
good.
In a vacuum, that song doesn't have. In a vacuum, to me, that song doesn't work. But when it's played at Rogers Arena, and with the amount of history that song has, with the lights and the fans.
It's funny. I also just like U2. I'm a big U2 fan.
My dad's a big U2 fan too.
My first concert I ever went to was U2 at BC Place in Vancouver.
Nice.
And I love the song. I love the build-up, especially when they pair it with the air horn. I saw that and I was like, that is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's just such a good build-up. But there's my music tangent.
Which when I compare it to the Flames, they had
I like the Flames too.
They had Spitfire for a bit, which they have good songs.
Hell's
it's
Bells, isn't it? Isn't it Hell's Bells now?
Not this past season, no. But they had
recently.
They had Spitfire before the anthem. After the anthem, I'm forgetting the name. It's not Hell's Bells though.
Hell's Bells was their skate on song.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty sweet.
That also changes. Sometimes the Spitfire, they go through a they go through a rotation.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Spitfire, and I'm not trying to disparage or diss Calgary music choice because it is also good. You'd be hard pressed to find a song that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Edmonton's and Vancouver's are just, to me, a little bit step above.
Yeah, fair enough. I agree.
That might be my mic. Yeah,
great.
sure.
I can dance around.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, yo! I'm gonna speak into Alex's ear. I feel like I'm I'm the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Right now. The coast to coast Wizard of Oz.
People on the same radio say not going to get this, but
No,
hopefully,
not
hopefully
at
they'll watch
all.
YouTube video and Phil.
That is awesome. Anyway, we're looking at a game 5 here. I've found myself in this position quite a few times over this season, where I'm just like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
like how do you? It's so hard. Like, how do you come off an 8-1 win and then? How do you want me to tell you that I think you're going to lose after you just beat them 8-1? Like, I don't. It just makes it so much harder to even think that they're going to lose, right? Obviously, they very well could. I think they probably will. But I don't want to make a decision. I'm really bad at that because, again, how do you count out an 8-1, a team that just won 8-1? It's camera 2, Aiden, I think. But...
Or camera 2.
No, I was right. Oh, it's both of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's why he can see you and also me.
Oh, where was I going to go with that? The other thing that's been interesting is the stats that they've been using, which is a lot of how well Edmonton does after losing 3 in a row. And they've done very, very well. Their 16-win streak came after losing 4 in a row or 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Granted, it wasn't all against the same team. It wasn't all against Florida.
Aiden, if I may, the batteries are dying or almost dead on this one.
Oh no! This
So
is chaos.
yeah, we're just battling a little bit production-wise.
Anyway,
that's why Phil's been talking for a couple minutes now, which also kudos on,
Yeah, thank you.
on filling time there.
I'm gonna
really
keep
proper
trying.
tap
If we need to change more things, I can keep trying because obviously I'm going up to Edmonton this weekend.
Yeah, you were saying.
Which I'm very excited about. Obviously, it is not for hockey-related purposes at all. It is for a pinball tournament, which is very fun, and it's the biggest pinball tournament in Canada at least, and maybe even in the Western North America.
Okay.
250 people in the main event, including like the world champion's going to be there. Like 5 of the top 10, probably 100 of the top 200 people are going to be there. It's going to be insane. I'm going to get my butt kicked, but we're going to be in Edmonton for Game 6. I'm not going to be at the game, and obviously Edmonton can't win in 6 anymore. They would have to win in 7. We did make a deal that if Edmonton won in Game 6, we would go downtown just to be a part of the party. Obviously, after Game 2, we knew that wasn't going to happen. After Game 3, we knew that wasn't going to happen. Math is hard. It's been a long day, everybody.
You're also assuming there will be a Game 6.
I'm also assuming there will be a Game 6. But that was the deal we made at the beginning of the playoffs, or the beginning of the when the schedule was announced.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping they'd be 7. That way there'd be hockey on my birthday and we could go out for
we
like
would go
drinks
out
or
and have
something.
some fun.
But I don't know. I don't see this going past.
If Edmonton can pull this off,
I'm throwing my phone in the river.
in like the ranks of legendary comebacks,
Oh,
where does this rank?
It'll be top 3.
Yeah, I agree. That would
Because
be huge.
the only other team to have done this was the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that was in 1942.
That was a long time ago.
Long time ago. 82.
82 years ago.
Yeah, 82 years ago.
That's a long time ago. That was like World War II.
And in the history of the NHL, only 4 of the teams have come back from a 3-0 deficit. Toronto in the finals, Philly in 2010, the Kings in 2014, and I'm forgetting the 4th one.
I don't know.
Kings, I want to say the Isles did it.
I feel like we've done this before, and I feel like the Islanders make sense. I think we've said the Islanders before.
Yeah.
But yeah, It'd be cool.
It'll
be exciting.
It'll be exciting. It'll be amazing. It'll be such a good comeback, and then I will stay off of my phone.
Yeah,
because
if Edmonton pulls it off tomorrow, there's a chance.
Oh yeah. If Edmonton somehow finds a way to win tomorrow, watch out.
I mean, that was also the stupidest thing I've ever said. Obviously, if they don't win tomorrow, there's no chance. So that was probably a really dumb thing to say.
Yeah, like I understand what you're saying is that like if Edmonton can find a way to win in the opposing team's barn tomorrow, this could be a problem.
Yes.
Because then they're going back home on Friday, which rough. And
then our air traffic control friend will make him divert to Yellowknife or something.
Yeah. Go to Vancouver. Score prediction for tomorrow.
8-1 Edmonton.
Copy paste.
Oh boy. I think it's gonna be tight. I think it's gonna be 4-3 Edmonton in overtime.
4-3 Edmonton.
In overtime. Triple overtime.
Go long. we haven't really seen that yet. A super long game.
I don't think we will, just with the scoring power on both teams. I don't think we will in the final, but actually we haven't at all, like, over the whole Stanley Cup Finals. We saw a double, I think, a couple doubles.
Yeah, a couple doubles. Aiden wants on the record saying 2-1 Florida.
And then the cup is handed out.
I don't think Edmonton can do it. I'm trying to think of a way that they can beat Florida.
I'm not gonna lie. If they won 4-1 last night or Saturday night, I would say Florida wins tomorrow. I just can't count out a team that won 8-1.
I just think I don't see Florida falling. I really don't. Especially after especially after one loss.
They're gonna be hungry. That's why I'm saying it's going to overtime. It's gonna be a tight checking game. But I think Edmonton now has figured out that they can hang out with them.
Again, assuming that the defense is actively working against their own team, Florida's defense.
Yeah,
and
maybe they will again.
You know, I think that Paul Maurice can get his guys behind him. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 4-2 Florida win.
4-2 Florida win. All right, well, I'm the lone wolf.
A 3-2 win with an empty netter.
3-2 empty netter. Fair enough. Well, I'm the lone wolf saying Edmonton's gonna pull it off. I think either way, it's been I mean, at least we didn't.
It's been a great playoffs.
At least we didn't get a sweep. I think the most disappointing way to have ended this amazing playoffs would have been
a sweep.
The sweep.
Yeah.
Like, that would have sucked because we've had so many close series and so many close games between everybody involved, like especially these two teams, just to have it be a sweep. Yeah, I'm glad it's not.
I don't want this to go 7.
You just don't want to see if you can drink with me.
No, I just like assuming we do go out on my birthday on June 24th. I don't know that I'd be able to participate in a conversation.
I don't think any of us would be able to. We'd be just on the edges of our seat the whole time.
Yeah, and like as much as I love hockey and I love Stanley Cup Final Game 7s, and that's always fun to watch. I don't. I want to
handle it mentally.
I want to enjoy my birthday. You know, I want to have fun. But
that is a great way to put it. That is a great way to put it.
Yeah, I don't want to be stressed. And I feel like if it gets to 7,
you're going to be stressed.
I'm going to be ripping my hair out.
Speaking of hair, you got a fantastic new haircut since the last show.
Got a fresh cut.
Looks wonderful.
Yeah. I shaved down the sides because it recently hit like upper 20s in Calgary. And I thought, you know what? I can't tolerate hot head. Thanks, Aiden. He said my hair looks great. So I went back to my summer cut of shaving down the sides. This is also going to be my wedding cut. Is this?
Oh, I like it.
But I'm going to shorten the top a bit so that it's just long enough that I can style it. So I'm going to be cutting off like probably 2 or 3 inches of this, probably.
Like where the camera line was there?
Yeah, like it'll probably be, yeah, it'll be a bit long, but yeah.
Awesome.
And then it started raining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I do.
Love it.
Moving on, unless you want to touch on anything else from the finals.
I think that's about all I got from the finals. I'm excited. I think, personally, I think there's a little bit more life in here now. I'm very good chance I get proven wrong tomorrow night. Very good chance.
I think Bob bounces back.
I think they will too, but I think Edmonton now has a bit more confidence.
Yeah.
Which is why I think they might be able to make it to 6. Although I will be scared if I am in Edmonton and Game 6 they lose in like overtime or something crazy like that. Because then the city's going to burn down.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Then everything north of Red Deer is just going to get destroyed.
Yeah. I don't know why, except hopefully Sherwood Park. There's lots of expensive pinball machines that will be there. I don't know why. I just feel like this is going to end in a Vancouver situation if it's at home. And maybe that's a
I don't think
conversation
so.
we can have in a different point. I just think, just with the world, there's lots of things people are angry about. And if something like, I think if this goes poorly for Edmonton, which it already has gone poorly for Edmonton, I think it might turn into a Vancouver situation. Obviously, I don't think it'll be as bad, because I think Canadian, security forces and stuff have learned.
Oh yeah.
They need to be much more prepared for situations like this.
They need to be not as lenient.
Lenient's a word for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just a weird feeling I have.
Okay, let's play this out entirely.
Oh no.
Let's say there is a riot in Edmonton, and you remember from the Vancouver riot, the first picture that comes to my mind is the couple making out on the road.
Yeah.
What do you think that's going to be for Edmonton? What do you think their iconic it picture is going to be?
Probably just me playing pinball.
You'll be playing pinball in front of a window. It's just fire in the horizon.
Are there really any iconic things in Edmonton other than the statue? Ooh.
There's a statue.
There's a Gretzky statue.
There's a Gretzky statue.
Ooh.
I don't think they touch that.
I don't think they'll touch that.
I don't think they'll touch that.
There's
no way they touch that.
Because the game is Friday night.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on Friday night on Saturday. I know on the Saturday there's the Red Bull Soapbox Derby. Like maybe they raid that.
I think if it's gonna be a picture, I think it's gonna be like an overturned vehicle on fire.
I think so near downtown. I don't know how far it is from the actual arena, but there's this little funicular train that does not serve much purpose because it's like maybe 100 meters long. Maybe like that thing exploding, or like 700 people like 30 people on top of it like screaming, because the backdrop is the river, and then the other side on the backdrop would be downtown. So I could see that.
Funicular train.
I don't know if it's actually like a real funicular, but it's like a people mover on like an incline.
I'm trying to find the train to find the location of it, but never mind. That ultimately doesn't matter. If we can, let's move off of the finals.
Riots.
And Aiden, if you want to share my screen here, the Ducks hinted.
The lights.
Stupid lights. The Ducks hinted at a new logo. Hey, that's
that was
pretty,
great timing.
Aiden, keep it on my screen. Aiden's got it. So Phil, look at the screen. That is a hint of the Ducks' new logo.
Are they collaborating with like the Incredibles or something?
It is orange. It's not red.
Oh, okay.
It just looks red. It's kind of like a burnt kind of orange.
Okay.
So I saw a video about Aesthetics. I've mentioned them on the show before about the Fanatics Switch. And Aesthetics did a kind of 2024-25 preview. And on the preview, he mentioned that they're going back to the kind of 90s logo, but they're obviously changing colors with orange. Apparently they're gonna make the sticks behind the mask a bit more modern. And by modern, I mean it's not gonna be as sharp. Like literally, like the curves of the stick aren't gonna be literally 90 degrees. It's gonna be like a bit more kind of curved, a bit more kind of modern.
Yeah.
Also, something to do with the holes on the mask, I think, was being changed as well. That's about it. I kind of like it.
I like it.
I like
think
the
it's-
change. I like that they're going back to the old logo. Because I've hated the duck foot ever since it came back.
Yeah, fair
Came back. Or was introduced.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it looks good.
I like it.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
For those of you listening on cmru.ca, I'm just on the Ducks Instagram page. And it's some orange fabric shrouded around the Ducks goalie mask eye. And the eye is also colored orange as opposed to just being straight black. I think it looks good.
I agree.
I think it'll be a
it
good
looks
look. Also from that video as well, the Kings are apparently going to ditch their current logo, which is that kind of like shield banner LA thing. And they're going to switch to the logo that they used during the Gretzky era, that kind of gray Los Angeles Kings logo. Apparently they're going to go with that, but going to modernize it a bit, changing the font, I think, is one of the things, and making the logo a little bit bigger, I think, was one of the other things as well. I don't think they were going to go back to the yellow and purple colors. I think they're keeping it black, silver, and white. But they are going to go, from the video at least, they are going to go back to that kind of 90s logo. I don't know, just as a jersey nut, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, fair enough. I do like it. I do like it. Sorry, I'm super focused in on the funicular thing here.
Okay.
It is a 15-minute walk from Rogers Place Arena.
15-minute walk.
Yeah. It's right downtown. There's also the Parliament buildings, which I'm sure will be protected.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
But I don't know. That was just something silly I was thinking about, was that stupid funicular. I couldn't find it at first, and I was like, am I like imagining things? But I found it.
Cool. Awesome.
Sorry. Moving on. Aiden, does Aiden have a question about hockey yet, or do you need some time?
He's on your mic right now.
He's not nearby. Anyway, we can talk about...
Set up the Google Meet. We want to see your face on screen.
Yeah. While
He does that,
we can talk about the NHL mock draft. The first couple, or not the first couple, but some more have come out since the combine.
and it looks like I'm going to be pretty happy.
Which, yeah, looks like
I'm going to be a happy camper.
Yeah, either way, Alex is going to be pretty stoked. Obviously, this has been announced. Like, San Jose has come out and said that they're taking Celebrini first, so that's not a surprise by anyone. Up next, we have Levshinov from Michigan State in the NCAA going second. Big D-man. That would be going to the Chicago Blackhawks, and he'd be a good guy to kind of back up Connor Bedard there.
Aiden, you also want to share my screen for this while you're setting that up as well.
I don't know how
just on the same page.
How do the Blackhawks have the first pick and the second pick like year to year? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, first OHL, or not OHL, I did that while we were warming up.
You did.
First CHL pick looks like it will be Caden Lindstrom from the Medicine Hat Tigers. Even despite quite a bit of injury, obviously, as it says there, we're looking at the same kind of things. Lindstrom is a great great center who I think he would do well in Columbus, getting to pair up with another young forward in Fantilli.
Yep.
I think that would work really well for Lindstrom. What we are excited about, we're going to scroll down here to number 9. One of these two NHL riders has Tija Ginla, center from Kelowna, coming to Calgary.
If Iginla is available at 9, he's not moving past it.
He's going to Calgary. And if he doesn't,
If he doesn't, I just might cry.
it's just so silly to not do that. Like, it's just so storybook.
If Seattle has the pick ahead of Calgary, if Seattle picks Iginla, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, but it seems like, again, based on what these guys are saying, Seattle's in the market for a defense, and luckily there will be some great CHL defensive players up before Tidge, including Zane Perrick from Saginaw, obviously a great offensive force despite being a defenseman. Something that I'm a little bit surprised in that kind of also compares that might make me cry a little bit. Obviously, I want Calgary to take Carter. Carter Yakimchuk is also a fantastic defenseman, right-handed, who, if Seattle is looking for a defense, maybe Zach will end up in Seattle as well. Not Zach, Carter. Yeah.
Yeah. Just closing that out, the reason I said that I'd be happy either way is because both writers, I think it was Alex Moriali and Adam Kimmelman and Mike Moriali, sorry, were both writers on this article here.
Yep.
And for Philadelphia, Kimmelman predicted the Flyers would pick Tidge, and Moriali predicted the Flyers were going to pick Yak. So. Looks like we're in a pretty happy camper either way.
Yeah, either way. Obviously, what these two guys say and what these two guys say
means
here
precisely
doesn't
nothing.
really mean anything.
Means
the teams are going to
precisely
pick
nothing.
who they're going to pick. I just hope Calgary either picks Tidge or Carter.
And with that, we will throw it to Aiden for Aiden has a question about hockey.
Boom.
Aiden, what's your question about hockey today?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
You
hear
have a
you.
little bit of feedback, but yeah.
Wow, you can hear me a lot.
There we go. You're good.
That is crazy. Hello, I'm your producer, Aiden.
Hi,
Is it Mr.
Aiden.
So, here is my hockey question for you guys. Really quickly. Now,
quickly.
if you guys were to play in the NHL,
Oh,
what
no.
would be your preferred position, and then the position you would be doing the best at? Or if
Oh,
they're the
man.
same, whatever.
I'll let Alex go first on this one.
I don't know. Can I be someone who's always scratched? Is that an
backup
option?
goalie.
There's,
The
I mean,
E-bug.
yeah, I can be. You know what? Yeah, I'll be an e-bug or a backup. If I'm ever on an NHL team, the NHL's in a bad way.
Yeah, it means that there has been a lot of plane
Yeah,
crashes.
a lot. A lot of plane crashes.
Lots of plane crashes.
And that's not even the question that I think about every so often, because I'll just be like driving around or going about my daily doings, happenings every so often, and I'll think about just random questions. And that question that one that comes to mind, the question that comes to mind for me is, what national team could I make?
Ooh, that's a fun question we can do after too. But
Yeah.
I want to know what your answer to this one was first.
I'm probably a goalie.
Yeah, that makes sense. I figured that's what it was.
Yeah,
gonna be.
I'm a considerably better goalie than I am a skater, and I'm not a good goalie. But if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably end up being a goalie. And since I'm not great, I'd probably be playing, 10 games a season, playing 20 games a season. No.
What would your save percentage be?
If it's above an 8, I'm happy.
Fair. I would say I think I would do better at Red Bull Crashed Ice than anywhere near an NHL arena, just because the moves are very similar to ski racing, which is what I used to do. I can skate. I can't handle a puck, so I would be an enforcer.
Okay.
Just like hit people.
Yeah.
And I'd get injured probably third game of the season. I would be a goon, for sure, because that's all I'd be able to do.
Phil Rempe Tremblay.
Phil Rempe Tremblay. And then I think that, so probably defense, I would say.
Yeah, probably.
And then I think the best position I would end up being is a broadcaster.
Yep.
The commentator.
Camera operator.
Yeah,
Let's go. Yeah.
The guy that changes the 0 to a 1 when people score.
Yeah, I
could
would
do that.
love to be in the production.
Or
truck.
the guy that presses the button that turns on the red light. I could do that. I'd be good at that.
My Instagram algorithm every so often has kind of like sprinkled throughout like production roles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or like production feeds from a couple of reels that came up were the Boston Florida series from this past year.
Did you see the one of the switcher?
Yes.
I love that video.
That's so.
it's so good.
It's so fun.
I was like, I could do that as well.
Yeah.
I think. But the reason I say I could press the button that turns the light on.
It's because you have training at that at your current job.
I do, yeah, at my pub, Richmond's Pub on
I have experience.
Richmond's
Hire
Road
me.
and 37th Street, Calgary, Alberta. My boss told me to do that today. We did. I was like, oh yeah, I've got a hockey
And we're
show.
not getting paid for it.
I know. I was going to say that.
Phil.
Well, I got paid today.
Okay, well, that's-
But we have an air horn, and the last few times, I will say, I nailed it. The 4-1, like Florida, because we're doing it for Edmonton. We've done it for all the Canadian teams throughout the playoffs. For the 4-1, when Edmonton scored their first goal of the series in Game 2, I saw it coming from the red line, and I was like, I'm ready.
Here it is.
And I nailed it. As soon as that puck went over the line, air horn. Oh, it was great. That was the highlight of my week.
When we were watching the condensed game, we saw a shot that rang off the post, and whoever was on the kind of like steam or the smoke kind of goal flare for Edmonton pressed that button despite the goal having not gone in.
Yep.
I would
Fired.
just die. Yeah, fired.
Fired.
You're done.
Put me in, coach.
I'd love
in.
to apply.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just a button.
Oh, I'm sure it's just a button.
Do you think the person who does that and the horn are the same people? Or do you think it's one person per button?
I mean, you got 2 hands.
You do have 2 hands.
But you got to make sure. Ooh.
Aiden is pressing a lot of buttons.
Aiden's pressing a lot of buttons. But the thing is, you want it to be like perfectly in sync.
Yep.
Like if the horn goes off and then the steam goes, that's not a big deal. If the steam goes and then, actually, no, it kind of works. But you want it to go at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be easier if you had them both doing the same button.
Okay, so you think it's one person and 2 buttons?
The same thing with like the fire in the Saddle Dome. Because there's like the
those 2 different
flamethrowers.
buttons though. The horn button is different than the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Flame button.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The same
Okay,
guy.
yeah, sorry.
I'm saying it should be the same person.
Okay, yeah.
Because you got 2 thumbs.
Getting on to part 2 of the question, what national team do you think you could make?
Ooh, I got to look up some national teams.
That's always a fun game.
I don't think it's any of the top 6.
No.
Definitely not.
I was thinking like I'm probably gonna make a team that is not made yet.
Ooh, yeah. Well,
Yes.
let's go bottom up. Let's go bottom up.
Okay. I'm pulling up the IHF world rankings here.
Well, if you want to start with the teams that aren't made yet, I'm going to say like I could probably make the Eritrean hockey team.
So the very bottom of this list is Indonesia, Mongolia, Korea, Malaysia, Iran, Philippines, Kuwait, Singapore, Georgia.
Oh, okay. Let me pull this up too.
And
These are the world rankings.
on this list as well.
Oh, they're not even in B tier. Oh boy.
So let's look at Indonesia.
I bet you I could make.
I'm not going to pump my tires too much. Okay, there are 228 total players in Indonesia.
I don't think I could make that team.
126 of them are males.
I don't think I could make that team. I think maybe I could make Singapore's women's team, which is the lowest ranked women's team. That's a maybe.
I think I could maybe make Singapore's women's team.
Yeah. Maybe North Korea's.
No.
I think my line would probably be. How much time are you giving me here to make this team?
Okay, yes. I'll give you a year.
Okay, you know what? I think in a year, I bet you I could make Georgia's team.
You think you can make Georgia's team?
Actually, no, Georgia's boys are big. Those are big boys. Maybe Kuwait's team. I bet you I could make Kuwait's team in a year.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be a late cut in a couple of these teams.
If you would get a year as well, and you'd be able to just dedicate training. I bet you could make it up to like New Zealand as a goalie.
You know what? I could play for
Get
Mexico.
you dialed.
Yeah, I could play for Mexico.
I bet you we could get you on New Zealand, maybe Belgium. Where's your cutoff?
I'm not making it higher than Croatia.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was about thinking too. I don't think I'm making it higher than Georgia.
You're not making it higher than the 50th ranked nation.
No. No, I'm not.
No,
You still
I
have
can't.
not seen me skate.
No,
so-
I haven't. Yeah, we got to get around to that.
I just can't. I can skate real good. I can skate real fast. Stopping's the issue.
Well, okay, so there's 58 countries on this list, and there's over 200 countries in the world.
I'm sure there's some that I could make that don't exist.
Yeah.
Like I
Like
said,
I could be a walk-on for Team Peru.
Is Peru on here?
No.
I don't think I could be a walk-on for. I don't know. I don't know what the hockey scene is in Peru.
Chad.
Chad.
Could you make Team Chad?
Probably could make Team Chad.
Looks like a Chad.
What are some other? We're just gonna start naming random countries here.
Ooh, actually, is Greece on this list? There's no Greece here.
There's no Greece. Where's the Greece?
I find that kind of surprising.
Um,
That there is a
maybe Belize. I could walk on to Belize.
that there's a European
Probably.
country behind Indonesia. I find that kind of surprising.
I could probably make Belize. Monaco's not on here either.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's like 7 people in Monaco. Hawaii. I can make Hawaii.
The state team for Hawaii.
State team for Hawaii. We'll get some Hawaiians so good at hockey that you know how like in the lacrosse world championships, like the Iroquois team gets their own team in like, the world championship. We'll get Hawaii so good at hockey that Hawaii gets their own team. That's my goal. IHF now stands for International Honolulu Foundation. I don't make the rules.
You missed an I.
It's gone.
Okay, so it's the IHF.
Yeah.
Okay.
International Honolulu Federation.
Getting on to another segment because you tried to move the show ahead.
Well, that was good. We've only got 13 minutes
with
left.
about 13 minutes left. I don't think we can go longer, Aiden.
Go longer.
if you can tell by our segment, we don't really have that much, man.
Yeah, actually.
You know
I
what?
could
Okay,
do another question.
we'll close with a question. We'll give you 10 minutes to think of another one, and then we'll close with another Aiden question about hockey question. But first, if you want to share my screen. It came out earlier today, nice save. It came out earlier today that the Columbus Blue Jackets fired their head coach.
Fair
And
enough.
on my screen are the bottom 4 in the NHL standings this past season. Columbus sitting 29th out of 32 with a record of 27, 43, and 12 with 66 points, finishing 10 points behind Braden Redshaw's Montreal Canadiens.
I mean, it makes sense that they fired their head coach.
So, why?
They're bad. Again, that's the knee-jerk reaction
But-
these days we see. We've seen teams way better than the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I mean, I
fire
guess,
their coach.
yeah, they scratch Fantilli a lot. I don't know.
Is this the same coach also that would have let Gaudreau? No, Gaudreau's still there.
He is.
I'm silly.
Okay.
I got my C's mixed up.
Yeah, and then recently David Quinn got fired from San Jose, who finished last. And then Columbus just fired their head coach, I imagine, because he wasn't playing their youth that well.
Yeah.
But when you have a team as bad as Columbus and a team as bad as San Jose, what are you expecting?
Yeah. But I mean Columbus on paper is not that bad.
Can you name 5 San Jose Sharks? Can you name 5? Can you name 5 Columbus Blue Jackets?
No. I can name 3, maybe.
I could probably fluke my way to 5. Line A is still a Jacket. Whereas Lakins is their goalie, and does Andrew
Couple other
Peak?
dudes.
Is Andrew Peak still a Blue Jacket? Andrew Peak.
Is he? I can't see that. It's too small.
Hang on. Oh, he's a Bruin. Never mind.
We got 4 out of 5 there. But same thing with Sharks.
Oh, I'm William Eklund,
Macklin Celebrini.
Mario Ferraro,
Macklin Celebrini.
Macklin Celebrini. Yeah, I need that one. I can't name the goaltending. Mackenzie Black. Quid.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not great that we're not doing great on this.
No, not at all.
But
anyway,
I mean, that's always my question of teams that fire their head coach is, what do you expect them to do?
yeah, but I bet you. I don't know. I think that's more of it's a bit out of market for us that we don't know those players. I mean,
Yeah,
people,
like
I bet
admittedly,
you
I
ask
haven't.
people to name a bunch of Flames players that aren't from Calgary or Canada. They're not going to know.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I haven't combed through Columbus's season with a fine-tooth comb to see exactly what went wrong. I know Fantilli was misused a lot, or if he was even played.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always a tough position being a head coach of a bottom 5 team, because surely your head's gonna roll within a couple seasons.
Yeah.
Just sucks.
Unless you massively turn it around like Vancouver did.
Yeah. Which shocking.
Ricochet.
Shocking. Rick talking Ricochet.
Rick is shocking. Ooh. That's
Sure.
good.
Aiden, you have your question yet?
I'm going crazy.
Aiden is ready for our last segment of the show today. Aiden has a second question about hockey.
Let's go.
Aiden, go.
Hey guys, I'm back. Oh my God, look at me. Real quick, one of my all-time favorite sports movies is Moneyball.
Okay.
Do you personally think that with the NHL, they have done something similar to Moneyball, where you have players that you're picking up and trading because you only want points on board?
We can turn this into a movie segment as well.
Yeah,
Just to fill the 10 minutes.
And what's your favorite hockey movie?
So favorite hockey movie, that's going to take me a minute because there's a lot of them.
Goon.
Goon.
It's Goon.
Goon is up there. Slapshot's up there.
Was he in a movie?
Love Guru is not great.
My
Can you
go-to
call it a
is
hockey
Goon.
movie? What's that?
My go-to is Goon.
Yeah.
It's so good. It really stands the test of time. Not really. Some of the jokes are a little dated.
Yeah,
And
a little.
over the line, but hilarious.
But as far as the NHL kind of moneyballing stuff,
I don't think so.
in the way that they do it, no.
As far as like from
As far as
maybe I don't think I have a ton of knowledge on this, but I would say I don't think they do. I don't think it's as statistical.
No, as far as like cutting Giambi and bringing in 3 players that make up his on base percentage, in a hockey way, no, that doesn't really happen because very rarely can a loss of one player, as evidenced by Calgary, very rarely can a loss of 100-point player be made up by adding 2.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Doesn't happen. There's so many more factors that go into kind of player builds than just
the numbers.
Yeah, it's comparing apples to oranges is not really a decent tie-in.
I think maybe the only comparison you can kind of make to kind of getting into like the statistical and the nitty-gritty of numbers would be what Vegas does with the LTR. What like that kind of thing. That's the only thing I can kind of think of
that's the only
almost of a connection.
Yeah,
but
if you brought in a Jonah Hill nerd, there are only real Jonah Hill nerds about the cap.
Yeah. Which
so
Chicago
Vegas,
just or Washington or Chicago? One of them just bought a ton of them.
Washington.
Washington just bought a ton of.
Yep. Washington now enlisted the employment of 3 of them.
So you know what? Maybe we'll see it happen now. Maybe that's what they're planning to do with this cap space thing, cap friendly thing, is do something.
I mean,
Moneyball.
I
What
mentioned
would they call it? Cash puck?
They can't call it Money Puck because that's a website.
Cash puck. Puck bank. Oh, puck bank.
Bill Puck.
Dough on ice.
Dough on ice. Yeah.
Frozen dough.
Cool money.
Cool money. That's too close to Cool Runnings.
Well, maybe.
He's thinking. Alex is thinking.
I'm thinking of hockey movies.
I
Slapshot.
found my hockey movie, by the way.
What, Aiden John, or what's your favorite?
If you
hockey
say
movie?
Love Guru, I'm gonna hit you.
No, it's called The Rocket from
you found it.
2005.
The Rocket
The
from
Rocket.
2005.
Yeah. You searching it up now?
Story about Quebec's most famous hockey player. Interesting.
Who is in it?
Roy Dupuis.
Literally no one I know.
Yeah,
It's a French movie.
fair enough.
Yeah.
With 6 minutes left, we said favorite hockey movies.
Oh hey, Vincent LeCavalier is in this.
Oh hey.
Oh hey.
All right, well, I'm going to get off the screen now.
So Johnner said his favorite sports movie in general was Moneyball.
Yeah. Oh, by far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not only sticking to hockey movies.
Sure.
Just to end it, we got 6 minutes left. We got a couple minutes left.
Yeah.
Shoot. Favorite few sports movies. Shoot 'em out.
Oh, I remember the Titans.
Nice.
Coach Carter.
Yep.
Kicking and screaming.
Yeah. Cars for sure.
Cars.
Yeah,
I guess
just said
that
Cars.
counts. I'll throw Cars up there.
Cars 1, 2, and 3. It's based. Yeah, it's true. It's not a sports movie.
I wasn't a
spy
fan
movie.
of 3.
I liked 3.
I wasn't a fan of 3. Yeah, I was a fan of 1 and 2, but not 3.
Yeah.
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. Ooh.
I'm not going to look that up.
I'm agreeing with you on Coach Carter. Fantastic. I love Coach Carter. Rudy. Rudy's a good pick. And then Disney's McFarland.
Disney's McFarland.
It makes you cry. I guarantee you. It's a banger. It's about like a cross-country running team in like a very underprivileged small town in Southern California. And yeah, makes you cry. It's very good though. Very good. Real Steel. Oh, that's a banger. Aiden, how did I forget about Real Steel? I love Real Steel. I cannot believe we didn't get a second Real Steel movie.
My fiance and I watched that a couple weeks ago.
It is
at
so...
Aiden's request.
I love that movie. I might watch it tonight. I know, I saw that the other day too.
You know what I was appalled at after watching the movie? That Superman punch that Hugh Jackman throws.
Yeah, like
that Adam throws at the same time.
Yeah.
That's not a poster.
What? They didn't make a single poster
That's not a
out of
poster
that?
of that anywhere.
Ah.
Maybe.
Well, I guess it would kind of spoil it.
Well,
No?
I mean, would it?
Kinda. You see that, Hugh Jackman gets back into fighting. Right? Because that was his whole thing.
Does that spoil it, though?
I would say. That's the whole storyline, is getting him to love the sport again.
But if you're extrapolating off the poster, then you're assuming that the robot wins, but he doesn't. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I guess so. He's the people's champ.
He's the people's champ. That's The Rock.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Are the other 2-person episodes as this chaotic?
So the one with Clayton and I, no.
Oh yeah.
The one with Clayton and I was actually really good.
Okay. So.
Way better than I expected, to be honest. But that one had more of kind of like an interview kind of thing, rather than kind of us
Just
bouncing.
kind of jumping.
Then there's one with you and Landon.
That one will be iconic.
The No
forever.
Conductor one was
That one
rough.
was so good. We were just all over the place. Everyone go watch that episode.
Yeah, it's called No Conductor.
No Conductor on YouTube.
Oh, that was a rough one. That was a rough one to timestamp
That
too.
one was so funny.
Oh, because I had to come to campus, and as I'm editing, I had my face in my hands multiple times.
Oh no! Why did they go from here to there, then back to there?
Why are the segments a minute long? But that'll do it for this episode of Coast to Coast. I do want to mention that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes left.
7 episodes left. Wow. Look how far we've come. We're in a TV studio now.
Also, as promised, there's going to be a bunch of off-season content. I had a couple ideas on top of the ones I'm already doing.
Yeah.
So I'll probably put that on the group chat. But there's jersey stuff. We're going to be active on social media with Braden's going to be doing a bunch of stuff. Merrick's putting together a compilation for a Penguin Senators. Aiden, don't sound too excited.
I started writing a script for something that I need to actually work on because the draft is much closer than I thought it was going to be. But that's just more for short form thing stuff.
Oh yeah, I still have to work on my jersey lists that I have a couple of. But yeah, until Wednesday.
Which, by the time we have another show, when we meet you here again, Lord Stanley may be giving out.
I might be bringing in my Florida jersey and hanging it right there. Just having that in the background.
That would be cool. We should retire some jerseys up here. Like if anyone from CMRU does really well, they should go in the rafters.
Of the TV studio.
Yeah.
Where they may or may not have been a major.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is it for this week. We'll see you on Wednesday. I'm with Alex Furco, as always, with Phil Tremblay.
Yes.
Enjoy, and also Aiden John. I can't imagine he has the camera pointed to him.
No.
Enjoy Game 5 in Florida, 8 p.m. Mountain Puck Drop. We will see you guys on Wednesday.
6 p.m.
6?
6 p.m. 8 p.m. Mountain Puck Drop would be 10 o'clock puck drop in
My
Florida.
bad. Sorry.
That would be a late game.
I think it was 8. Last game. Sorry.
Yeah.
8 p.m. Why did I say 8 p.m.?
Because it's 8 p.m. Florida time.
8 p.m. Florida.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Mountain.
There we
Wow,
go.
that was a fight. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Enjoy the game.
Good night.
Go Panthers.
Ooh.